Hey everybody, I'm Yvonne with Back to Earth Creations and welcome to this week's Craftroom vlog. We had a whole bunch of adventures from bead shopping at Hobby Lobby to working on some chainmail and leatherworking projects, and I wanted to take you through my week with me here in the Craftroom because this is going to be quite potentially our last late spring summer season in this home and in this craft room, and part of it's for just making home videos for Randy and I to be able to look back at how things were when we lived in Missouri, but and also to just, it's been chaos. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so I just added some grooves to, I'm going to do 16 of these cabochons over here, and then I'm going to do the other 16 tomorrow, so just pacing it out. But thank you, baby. Welcome to a new day in the craft room. I'm Yvonne with Back to Earth Creations, and this week I'm making a living as a professional artisan. So wish me luck. And while I groove cabochons, Randy is loading the kiln, which is awesome. So I've finished up my 16 cabs for the day, and then Randy has finished, loading the kiln. So I'm gonna get it, just close that, boop, boop, easy's that. Hobbity wobbity, my favorite place in the world. Silk floral is 40% off. Randy's been hiding from me behind the pillar.
Works every time.
Fabric. Whee! Ooh, actually, this is right up the alley. I need to touch this. Y'all, check this out. Oh, I just can't even. And they're 50% off. I love the little gnomes and the little mushrooms. Oh, this one's my favorite, I think. Everybody's favorite section.
Don't touch it.
Yay. She's such a party pooper. I just want to go like, yeah boy. I just love beads, you guys. I just love looking at them. I just love touching them.
Would you find your Pokemon in a haunted manner?
No.
I see, that's it. I got it. Something tells me you're thinking of Haunter. Is that it?
No.
Okay.
He does this if I go to the bathroom at Hobby Lobby.
You were thinking of Coffee. Am I right?
No.
Okay.
I love it. I always know where to find them.
I must have missed.
So we just had lunch, and look at this statue. I like the scales on it. Y'all, we're at the club.
Club.
The Sam's Club. Dun, 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 dun. So we just finished up at the club, and I'm hanging out here at my friend's house, and this cat's just in love with my bag. Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, which is technically my day off, but I saw my first firefly last night of the season, and that was super cool. I want to unbox all the stuff that we got from Hobby Lobby. Alrighty, you guys. So we have some stuff from the Hobby of Lobbies, the Lobby of Hobbies. Bumping the tripod. We started off by getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 sheets of the Silly Winks. I got everything that they had in the stack for the black and brown. I like to use these for the caps. Let me show you. I like to use the 5mm foam to make these caps that we build the dragon headdresses on. So down here you can see we've got a bunch of caps prepped, but the size of this part right here is what we use for it's backlit so you can't see it, but it's what we use for the front section that the straps attach, and it is just perfect to cut off the sides. So I really like the sheets like this. And one of the most important things is to kind of just put stuff away as I'm getting it out, or as I'm unpacking it. So fortunately, and I don't mind if it gets a little filth on it from being on the floor. My house is not Better Homes and Gardens level clean, y'all. I don't know if you've noticed, but that's where I keep my solid sheets, and then I keep my scraps over here in this pile of shame. Yeah. Now, still on the note of foam, I got a big old roll of the Silly Winks 5mm. It's actually, I think, a better price per like square inch for the sheets, but sometimes I just need a really long piece. I especially like this for whenever I'm pattern drafting, or whenever I am making horns, especially the horns from like the Kamui cosplay that have like a really long pattern piece. It's just, sometimes it's nice to have a big old sheet. And I like to store my rolls here on the crossbar of the table, just to, you know, my gosh, I'm a hoarder, y'all. Ooh, look at that grade A filth right there. Cobwebs. No judgment here. We also snagged on 40% off some of these floral spikes. It doesn't say what flower it's supposed to be, but it's just, I really like this style of flower because, let me show you, aside from having a super cute little part that I like to use as like antennas on the dragon heads for like floral or like fairy crowns, but I like to just come through and pop off the heads of all the flowers. Now, we don't have to do it this way right out the gate. Normally I just store them on their stem because it looks pretty, but let me pop off one of these bigger ones. These flowers are my favorite silk floral for, I'll pull that back stem off, and then I take the center little spiky bit out, which I save these because they look like weird little alien plants in like fairy houses and stuff. But then I'll take a rivet, pretend like this is a rivet, like a leather working rivet, and poke through each of the individual layers. Well, I don't think this is going to be a very good, there we go. Good example. And then you can rivet it onto leather or foam, or if you take a large enough bead and thread it through with wire, now we can attach these little flowers to a wire wrapped circlet or crown or tiara. And that's what I want to make with these, is I want to make a few floral circlets, and I think that would be just so pretty. But for the most part, like I had said, I usually store them on their stem or just like this in like a bag or something, just depending on how I want to do it. And I think I'm actually going to be using the stem. I'm going to trim away these pieces, and I'm going to use this floral stem as the boning in my dragon wings for a costume. So I'm really, really pleased with all the different components that I'm able to scavenge off of this one floral stem. I'm also hardcore hoarding all of our plastic bags anytime we go shopping somewhere and they give us plastic bags, because that's going to be fantastic packing and wrapping material whenever we're moving. Okay, so now it's the last bag, and just to put it in perspective, how much did we spend? We spent, I don't know if there's, I don't want to be like giving away my own info, but $73.63 was the total. Oh, we paid in cash. It'll be fine. I don't know how things work, y'all. I don't want to be up here posting my social security number and address for the poor soul who might want to steal my identity. But yeah, $73.63. I was totally expecting to pay more than that. But yay. Okay, so Okay, these were an impulse grab. We could have gotten a better price on pins somewhere else, but Randy wanted some new pins because I've lost all of his. Oh, he's doing a little grabby hand up. Here you go. You ready? Woo! It went like 2 yards off to the right. Okay. Alrighty, so I'm doing some macrame and I wanted to incorporate these pony beads to, I usually prefer to use like glass, but that's going to get really heavy. So I thought just some nice iridescent finished pony beads. And then here we have some nice silver tone pony beads, large holes. So I thought these would be nice for using with the 3 and 6 millimeter cord macrame that I'm using. But also these were 40% off, y'all. Yay. And then so these are going to be part of that costume as well. I went ahead and got 2 strands of these just because, like, at first I was like, no way I'm not paying that much, even if they are 40% off. That's like, there's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, that's $1 per bead, just about, if we're paying full price. So 50 cents per bead, but they're gorgeous and I couldn't find any similar online. So, oh, and it says it's 19 pieces, but I guess they're counting that little bead in between, but I wasn't counting the little beads. But again, the color scheme is my favorite in the world. I love sparkly stuff. And I was standing there in the Hobby Lobby aisle, searching to see if I was able to find anything like this online. And I just couldn't, not in the same kind of flat teardrop shape. So I'm excited for those. And then we got my niece some, she's going to be weaving scale mail for us over the summer. So we're getting her some pliers and we'll see how that goes. But I'm so proud of her. Now, the only thing is I completely forgot to pick up any wiggle snakes, and they did not have any 4-way stretch velvet that was suitable. So we have some samples ordered for the 4-way stretch velvet that I'm going to be using on the wings and for the tail, but I need to get some wiggle snakes, which are those like wooden 20-inch. They have, I'm going to order some 20-inch and some 12-inch online, and they're going to come in and I'm going to test it out and see. And if they don't work for that, I'm sure I'll use them for something else, hopefully. But we're fixing to start really making some progress on this, but I wanted to show you these teardrop beads are going to be what are on the tips of those scale strips that are coming off the mantle. So like, this is how it starts, you guys. This is how it starts. So on my to-do list today is I need to groove 16 more cabs and sculpt the small gazelle horns before I go to volunteer at the horse sanctuary this afternoon. So gotta get to it. So I am now weaving up some, I'm doing it like half of it, and that way Randy can weave the other half, but that way I know exactly how many I need for each of the different sizes of baubles for, I'm making the baubles for this part of the necklace. And Randy is working on salvaging from another project we had done, the chainmail for the necklace. So now I'm changing gears for a little bit. I am going to sculpt using this polymer clay armature. I'm going to sculpt some small horns to go with these ones over here. Alrighty, y'all. So this part is super satisfying. We're just going to scrape. This is monster clay, and I've microwaved it for a couple of minutes. So it's a little molten in the middle, lava crunch cake mode, but I'm just gonna get this, let it cool just a little bit more, and then we're gonna pass it through the pasta machine. So it's still quite warm, which is fantastic for a little hot compress on my sore elbow. Chainmail really, just the gripping and twisting with the pliers, I really aggravates whatever I've got going on over here. So that's why you'll see me changing gears so frequently here in the craft room, is I've just got to let myself rest. I hydrate, I take my glucosamine, and I do movement because motion is lotion, and I really want to get, you know, I just got to mix it up a little. But so nice warm monster clay, and we're going to get that smushed out flat. I don't want it to be so sticky. Like, it could do to cool a bit, but let's go ahead and Okay, so that just, it's still quite warm and soft. So I'm gonna pass it through, and this is going to continue to cool the clay. So far, I haven't had any bad experiences with using monster clay and polymer clay through the same pasta machine. But each time we pass it through, it's going to get a little cooler and a little cooler, and then we can just set it here off to the side to harden up. And then I'm going to carve out another segment. And see, whenever it's extra melty, it's so counterintuitive the way that it sticks yet doesn't stick. So just be gentle, because especially with microwaving, there can be some truly molten pockets. So tread carefully, but also elbow time. Oh yeah. A nice little monster clay poultice. So now we have some round about 3mm monster clay rolled out, and I only need the small gazelle horns to be about this long. So I'm just going to shape this around very loosely, and then just using a craft knife, because there's going to be some excess on here, and that's fine. I just want to get it relatively shaped out. We don't need a whole bunch off of the tip, because I don't want to extend past the armature too much, just because then we start getting into a position where I don't have a structure to sculpt against, so it starts getting floppy and weird, and we don't need all that. And so it just starts kind of rough, but that's okay. And if I've got too many air bubbles in there, check this out. We just cut on into it and just poke and pinch, and just working from the tip down to the base, just poking and pinching, and really getting a feel for if it's a good thickness, you know, if some areas need blended down. Can definitely use our work surface to, and I'm just running into, it really wants to lift up off of the polymer clay. So this might not work out. I might need to just make a new foil armature, something that the monster clay adheres to better. Sorry, it's loud today. So yeah, you can see that we're getting zero adhesion between the polymer clay and the monster clay. So like, yeah, I'm gonna need to do a different armature, so let me go back to the drawing board and figure that out. So the way that I'm doing this is I've twisted 2 lengths of the armature wire and globbed some of the globby consistency monster clay, and then I'm just gonna smear it kind of just like a forbidden peanut butter. Just smearing that right on there, because I like crafting with my training wheels on, and so even though I'm going to be completely resculpting these likely, just having something to be like, all right, this is kind of what I'm going for, it helps me to just get up and go and not let, you know, me get in my own way. So don't ever let anybody make you feel like, you know, your way of doing it or the ways. If you're getting it done, then you're doing it right. It doesn't matter how odd or backwards it might seem. It's sticking to me. It doesn't matter how odd or backwards it might seem to somebody else. You're crafting your project right now. So I don't know if any of y'all needed to hear that. But so here, behold, we have a very floppy little cast mold. And I'm going to set it here to kind of cool just a little bit more, and then we're going to take this top mold and we're just going to settle in, squish. And so I'm actually going to flip it over, boop, so that the heavier end of the mold, the heavier side, can just be squishing. And I'm going to let the silicone heat sink some of the heat out of our little horn here, and then I'll meet you back here for the next step. Also, I tried just dipping the polymer clay armature into the monster clay, and I seem to have had much better adhesion. But again, as soon as I start working with it, it just doesn't hold on, which is okay. You know, now we know. Now we know. And knowing is half the battle, allegedly.
See how some of them are yellow on the ends? Like stock and so that's Smarty and Pirate and Cloud Ride. They're kind of the three musketeers. And that back there further is Jamie. Well, we have Captain out, of course. So now it's at 18. Her fire blade chose to die under.
Well, that's a good tree.
We used to let her out in the front yard because she never.
All right, the lighting's terrible, but I just got back from, Randy calls it horse camp.
We're still on the way back.
We're still on the way back. I'm gonna wait until the sun's not in my face. Hey guys, I got some fly predator bugs from horse camp. It's like just volunteering at the horse sanctuary, but it was a good day.
Yes.
You did
On
what?
the way back.
No, these aren't for eating.
I thought they were sunflower seeds.
They're not. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, and so Randy got the kiln going. I didn't do my grooves yesterday because I'm a battle bear, but that's okay. I'll get them done today. And we have this kiln, and by we I mean Randy, got this all loaded, and baby, that looks great. And so other things that I need to do today are pet this cat. What? Yeah. And pet this dog. Meow. No. Oh, what a good pupper. And Randy's working diligently on getting all of these scale mantles made. Alrighty, y'all. I have finished up my portion of the shop update and passed it off to Randy. So now I get to sculpt these little guys. This is how they're starting out. Or rather, they'll be more oriented like this. But let's get them sculpted. I've used this clay extruder, which I use exclusively for monster clay now. I had cleaned it up just as best as I could from the days whenever I used it for polymer clay, and now I just keep it in my monster clay kit. Though, do not put it in the microwave. That is like 4th of July, y'all. But I extruded like a 5mm, I don't know, cylinder, tube, snake, I don't know. Words are hard. And then I'm sculpting it in to get these nice ridges. And the way that I'm doing that is I am just pressing down with my thumb just to blend this top layer first, and then to the side and to the side. Now, we don't need to get this perfect by any means on the first go around. Yeah, I'm going to change to using my finger, my first finger, and then bloop, bloop, bloop. And sometimes they'll get a little dislodged. We just get them back into place. And then just pressing, making good contact, blending it down. But yeah, so this is how I am doing this, and this is the same technique that I've used for all the different sizes of gazelle horns that we sculpt and are making molds of. Just because I really like a nice deep, I can always sand it after it's been cast, out of foam, I can always sand it, and I can also always add more prominent details to it. I just wanted to give myself a core, like a basic gazelle style dragon horn that would be easy to use just as is, or to be able to modify to be more ornate or less ornate, just depending on what it is that I'm looking for. And also something I'm really excited about is sometimes if I can't fit with my finger, I just press with a ball stylus first. But one of the things that I'm really excited about is the molds that we make using the Monster Clay and the Rebound 25 brush on silicone is I can cast resin in it as well, so we can make translucent horns that have a translucent, almost luminous quality whenever we use glow-in-the-dark powder in the resin. But it's just very, very fun, so I'm excited about that. But I'm just going to keep sculpting these and adding little layers of details. But yeah, so once I get that blended, then I can just come through with my finger or with a tool and just get that blended in a little better. If there's a crafter, there's a way. So Randy's still working on scale strip mantles, and guess who remembered that armature bases exist and are necessary? It's me. I remembered. Cheers, everybody. We are going to get these horns done today. I don't know if we're going to get the molds made, but we did everything else so far that we intended to, so we're just going to keep working through the day. So since the screws aren't flush on the bottom, I have them just on top of this little box, but I'm able to just spin it around, and it is making it so much easier to get good texturing. Am I even in frame still? Yeah, okay. On the horns, because I can support in from the back. So this was like a 4-inch screw that we put up into the armature. Next time I think I'm just going to mount the armature into the block, like possibly from the beginning. But I don't know, I really like getting to shape it, in my hands. So I'm doing that texture, and now I'm going to come through and start on this side, and I'm just kind of pressing down. And I think this is going to give us a really cool texture for paint and such to settle into. So if you can see how that's looking. And I'm going to reduce the effect of that as we taper up on the horn. Z-Dog and I are taking a little bit of a snack break out here. I want to show y'all some pretty flowers. This rose is doing much better since it's been pruned, but we got something going on some of the leaves, but it still is beautiful. Look at this good dog. And these beautiful, I think these might be some of my favorite, and they are so fragrant. There's a little bit of dead branches to trim out, and then, sorry for the traffic noises. The Swiss chard and the peas are coming in okay, especially considering I haven't done anything to help them along. No watering, nothing. Oh, look, another black walnut tree. I'll have to pull those. Check this out, you guys. First lily of the season. So, so pretty. I just love that orange. And they are so tall, too. About 5 foot. Or 4 foot, really. Neighbor's cat just emerged from the thicket. So this morning I transplanted some volunteer Thai bottle gourd. Some Thai gourd, like bottle gourd, the birdhouse gourds that we've got going on. So I don't think they were pollinated by anything else last year, so I'll see if they grow true to type. But they're going to be growing up all over this chicken run to provide some nice shade. This is the state of our bees. Look at them fanning like crazy. We've got a lot of activity down here on the clover. I don't know if you're able to see, this isn't the best lighting. Where's a bee at? There we go. But yeah, this is really amazing stuff. But that's all that's left of the scouts. I'll check in again this evening and see how they're doing. But yeah, I'm just right here next to them. Like I'm getting braver and braver. For better or worse, I suppose, about coming closer to the bees. But I just think they're amazing and magical, you guys. And also check this out. Somebody's taking up residence in this gourd as well as this one here. But I honestly feel like every time somebody moves in, where'd neighbor cat go? This little guy makes them feel unwelcome. He's such a good boy. He's learning how to use silverware after all this time. That's why we practice using spoons outside. Because he's making a mess, but that's okay. Oh, he's such a good boy. He's such a good big doggy. He's such a good big doggy. Oh, I just dropped everything. Alrighty guys, it's the end of our workday. I'm done getting the molds situated and ready for being cast in silicone tomorrow. So that's exciting. It used up almost all of my monster clay, but that's what it's for, is for using. Oh, we also have this big boy ready for making a mold tomorrow. So in preparation for tomorrow, I'm gonna clean off this table. So Randy's been making this style of scale mantle, and he's gotten these 4 all the way up to where now all they need is the chain added. But man, he has been so busy today, you guys. This is the culmination of the work he's been doing all week. Weaving the base chain, weaving the scale mail. He's doing awesome. Dinner this evening is reheated leftovers. We've got balsamic glaze, onions on chicken and sweet potatoes with green beans, and thank goodness for leftovers because we are both whooped. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday. The kilns are ready to be unloaded, but look at how these beautiful cabs, these are going to make some fantastic planet pendants, I do believe. And this is how yesterday's kiln, big kiln load, came out. That's pretty nice. Now we did get some new there we go, lighting. We did get some zip in, so we're going to be able to cook in molds again today, which that's going to be phenomenal. And then we having our shop update live stream. We got to get some molds made this morning. I was going to try to barge some foam caps together. So, and then if we're not too tired after the live stream today, I'm hoping to set a bunch of stuff on fire in my backyard. Randy's shaking his head no, but a girl can have some hope in her heart. I just want to set stuff on fire. Alrighty, y'all. So Randy and I are making breakfast. And he just flipped the burgers that are in the oven. And I boiled up a whole mess of eggs because I'm going to make some deviled eggs. Because those are one of my favorite snacks. And I'm just, it's a good day. The eggs normally don't peel up this easy for me. But that's what I'm up to. Breakfast. Oh, do. Okay, so we've had breakfast, but I have a little bit of crust left, and I want to give it to the fishes because I love them. Alrighty, well the mosquitoes are getting the better of me, so I'm gonna go on in. And next up on the agenda is we are spraying molds again, reloading the kilns, and making some molds. Come on, Z. You're holding up traffic. My yard is still in just such a state, y'all, but we'll get there one thing at a time. So, team effort. Okay, so I'm putting in 200 grams. We can mix it 1-to-1 ratio by volume or weight. So I'm just doing it this way. No, cross-contamination. Womp. Got that one. Womp. Got that one. I'm a mess.
So in the future,
Yeah.
might it be a good idea to just fill one cup with one and another cup with another, and then use those cups?
Yeah, but then they scrape.
You are a mess.
I'm a mess, baby. I'm a mess. It's happening. That's why I put a splash cloth down. Uh-oh, did I go over?
Did you?
Yeah. By a bunch, I think. Okay, I'll just set that one there. Not by too much. I'll use that one for mixing. I'll just put a little bit more of the other part in it. So now that we've gotten everything measured out without any complications or hiccups, we're just getting them mixed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the first layer of silicone is on the molds, and they're going to sit here resting while I get dressed and ready for today's live stream. So we had a fantastic live stream. Oops. Thank you to everybody who came out to hang out with us and help us have a successful shop update. We didn't sell out, but I'll take it. But these are all the rings I have left, so I only have 2 more of these baubles that need set. But we got a lot of work done in today's live stream, and I'm really, really pleased about that. So, makes me happy. So since I've used up all the chainmail rings that Randy had prepped for me, and we don't have any more, I'm going to get another layer, that's what it's called, onto these silicone molds. I'm so tired. Like, y'all, I am so tired. But we're going to get through. I got to get that big kiln loaded, and I got to get another layer added on these. So once we're done with that, I'm done for the day. And then we'll get to decompress and rest up and tackle again tomorrow. So I was only able to get the second layer on 2 of the sets of horns. These guys are still waiting. I'm so tired. I'm going to load the kiln and then put the rest of the second layer on in the morning. Hey guys, so I'm so freaking tired. We went to dinner and had a fantastic time. It was so nice to not have to cook, but I'm stuffed. So, and it's 9 o'clock. So I got the big kiln loaded. Randy's still working diligently away. Do it.
Plugging away.
Plugging away. I'm gonna get this kiln running, and I'm actually gonna go upstairs and do a little bit of time low and slow on my hamster wheel, and just relax. I'm so tired. And then have a shower, go to bed, and we're gonna hit the grind with high spirits tomorrow. Before the treadmill, sometime with Ember. Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, and I'm hanging out here in the garden with my chickens and my sea dog. Just enjoying, I mean, the clover is just popping off. I don't know if you can see all that, but I feel like I am just in a meadow of low-growing white clover, and I just love it. And I actually, like, the spot that I sit is just here on the ground on one of these, like, squishy gray mats, because they're easier to move when I mow than chairs. And my coffee is right here, and look at what I found directly next to my coffee. What a good day, you guys. And it even looks like a little butterfly. I just love it. A little 4-leaf clover. So I'm going to sit out here and spy on these birds for a little bit. But it is just the warmest and muggiest day of the year so far. So I'm already swarmed in gnats. So I'm just going to sit out here and spy on these birds for a little bit. And then I'm going to head in and we're going to start our day. Aren't we, Z Dog? Don't you eat my 4-leaf clover. Hey guys, it's breakfast time. So I'm getting the crock pot going with a pork tenderloin and potatoes. And that's going to be enough for 6 meals. 3 meals, 2 servings each for me and Randy. And then I've got leftovers from eating out last night. And I have some chicken defrosted that was supposed to be yesterday's dinner, but instead we went out to eat because we were weak. But I'm going to be adding the leftovers to this once I get a nice sear on the chicken. Breakfast. Look at that dog. Look at that dog. He upside down, but he don't even know it. Alrighty, so I have another gloriously messy batch of silicone mixed up and applied to the molds. I'm going to need to do at least one more 800-gram batch, but that's okay. Hey y'all, we just had a great live stream, and I just bit my lip. I'm still working on this, getting these pieces joined together, and we're still waiting on the rings to show up so I can get those woven and set, but we got the fractal wrap done, and let me show you how this is going to look. So if you can kind of visualize, we're going to have that like that, but instead of having this be completely straight across, we're going to have it be like wobbly. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's going to be cool. So this is all I've made this evening, and it's looking really cool. It's not there yet, but we're making progress. I'm running out of daylight though, and it's like an hour past when we were supposed to have dinner, but I gotta go plant some zinnias and I think sunflowers, so I'm excited about that. Well, dinner has been eaten and I'm putting the leftovers away, and I'm just so pleased with this pork loin recipe. And we each get 6 little potatoes. Good morning, everybody. It is the afternoon now, but it is the start of a very, very busy day. We've already made a huge batch of penne pasta. That way we are meal prepped for the next like 4 days. So that's really good. And Randy's got some blanks started in the wash, and I've been working on this. So I'm getting all of the little baubles fractal wrapped. That way we can get them attached in today's live stream to this mantle, which is very experimental, but I'm very excited about it too. Okay, everybody, so this is what we have gotten done so far today. It has been a doozy of a day. We had a really nice live stream and everything, but I'm struggling this evening with trying to figure out how I want the chains to be like on me. Because I'm just shaped differently than our mannequin, and so I want these are too long. This is, I don't know, I don't know. But I love it so far. Like, I'm very pleased with it. The tips in the back join together, which I think is very fun, but I'm gonna have to get the chain figured out because I may stop at just the one chain. But I really wanted these shoulder scales to sit like nice and even. But we'll see. I'm so I just love it. And I lost the black light, but you'll see whenever we get it done. I'm so excited. Because, yeah, the chain in the back, though, like those two chains, because I don't want to have to constantly be poking it for it to sit nice either. Like, but, I mean, can't have a perfect costume, but I can try, by golly. But other than that, I'm super duper pleased with how this came out. And I may even have it be a little bit more away from my neck, like more down onto my shoulders, but we'll just have to see how it goes. But like this chain here, that doesn't need to be there, but we'll figure it out. Good progress today though. Good morning, y'all. So we got a phone call like first thing from, we've never met this person, we haven't posted an ad or anything, but they found our house in public records and they're calling to see if we're interested in selling our house, which I'm like, yes, but how do you know? Like, who are you? How did you find me? Like, was the total vibe that I was feeling in my heart. But that was just an interesting way to start the day. And check this out. We did it! I changed out the chain. I super duper prefer this flat curb chain as opposed to the Figaro chain that I was using yesterday, because that difference in link pattern, I just didn't like the way it was draping on the chains. So much happier with how this is looking. And now that this is finished, which the only thing I'm kind of like not super jazzed about is it does need a little primping. Sometimes the rings will come to the front, and so I could fix that in future designs by using a smaller ring to join, but that is what it is. So next up, the much delayed mold project. This has taken way longer than I intended, but it's still getting done. Hey guys, oh my gosh, I'm having so much like stress today. It's not that today's any more stressful than any other day of the week. It's just that I'm really feeling it today. So I'm taking, I finished up the chains on the mantle, which I'm really pleased with how that's looking. And I'm kind of taking the morning to just tie up loose ends. Now I'm kind of lollygagging right this minute because I need to pour and cast that mold, but that's okay. I took some time to like self-soothe by cleaning off my, like really cleaning and putting some things away off of my bead desk where I do like my wire wrapping and like computer and stuff. It's where I'm sitting right now. I still have, you know, my piles, but yeah, check that out. That looks so good. I'm so excited. Getting some of my piles cleaned up, but I can't pay attention to the other messes. I just wanted to take care of the mess here on this desk, and I got it taken care of. I'm feeling still like high intensity, but I feel a little bit more capable right this minute. So just like, okay, I can do things. I can do things and stuff. We got this. Just another day, one foot in front of the other. But it's so nice to be able to just clean and pour my stress into just tidying things and accomplishing the mini tasks of, you know, it's a miniature goal, but it's a miniature win. That's still a win. And so I put this thing of beads where it goes. I put these beads into a thing together. And so one of the ways that I've been evolving the mess that is my craft room, this whole bin right here is full of beads that I haven't put away yet, but that do have a home, or they might. We'll see. So they either, you know, but instead of it just being loose everywhere, I've got it in a bin. And now whenever I find things that are like loose, I can either put them in other containers that I can put in there, or because this is like my slow catch-all, and then I'll move it into here. And they are clustered, you know, more or less by kind of type. I'll leave a present for future Vaughn, but it helps to have a place for things to go. And if things don't have a place to go, they have their first wave. Is this just hoarding with more steps? So just to prove that it can happen, this is as clean as it gets. I tidied up my work surface, and I got the molds cast, the last of it. This newest layer is that orange layer. I didn't add any Sil-Pig to it, the silicone pigment. This one I overflowed a little, but that'll be okay. And up next is shipping. So, super great camera angle, but I'm just wrapping up the cabochons for our $50 kits that we're sending out for our May craft-along kits. And it's been, over the past like 3 years, the number of packages that we send out have been on the decline. You know, it's a very slow decline, just a couple here and a couple there, but it's definitely been noticeable. But the last month and this month, we actually saw an uptick, which is amazing and so encouraging. And so I feel so blessed to be wrapping, you know, and sending out packages. We ship out every Monday, just because otherwise I can't use the table for other projects. It's just how it currently works right now. But this is the last 3 cabs that'll go into this kit. The Z-Dog is here at my feet, and it's a good day. We're making steady progress. We still have a live stream this afternoon, so we got to get this done so that we can live stream. So this is the beginning of the frit. So this is them in the oven. They've been in there at 500 degrees for at least 20 minutes.
More like 45.
Oh, was it 45?
Yeah. Well, I put them on for 30.
Oh, okay.
And they were...
Turning the oven off. So these are the cold bowls of ice water, and it might get real loud, but here we go. Do you want to do this one first?
Sure.
Okay. Can you give me a little tighter of an angle? Or was it burning
It's
through?
very hot.
Okay, we've got other towels too that you can use between your...
Well, you can show
Oh.
that.
Well, they're all cracked and bubbly. It's still smoking or steaming.
Yeah.
That's super cool. So let's get the rest of them in there.
Wait.
Now we just let them wait and melt, and then what looks like ice but's glass will still be there. They're still warm.
Still
Pop it
real
back in.
hot.
Yeah. So even though it's already got the shock in it, we just leave it. We can't use this ice for anything else anyways, so. So you guys, that is the end of this week's vlog. We just had a fantastic live stream. I had a really good time. Oh, making the draft for Randy. Got such a nice picture of me. But thank you, baby. We drafted out the pattern, like we got it assembled, the test assembly. So now that's one less thing on the to-do list. We tidied up the workbench a little. Behold, that's tidier, if you believe me. But we're gonna go to this meeting for seeing about getting our house repainted. And we'll let you guys know what kind of tree we get in their tree giveaway in next week's vlog. So I will see you guys in our next video, and until then, happy crafting. Mwah. Bye.